Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Think Future. My name is Calabucas, and once again, we're coming at you live from deep in the heart of Silicon Valley, California. We're talking innovation, startups, the future, not necessarily those, and not necessarily in that order. So today, we're talking about mimetic theory. And mimetic theory is an interesting philosophy that I only just came across. I was listening to another podcast from somebody who I really respect, and he was talking a little bit about mimetic theory, and it was about a philosopher, I believe his name was Girard, and he came up with this concept called mimetic theory. And as soon as I heard the name, I thought to myself, does that have to do with memes? Because memes are powerful. Memes are important. Memes are how we communicate nowadays. In fact, so much communication happens through memes that we almost think that that's real news as opposed to fake news. But I digress. Mimetic theory is not that at all. It's the theory that all human desire, and if you're a design thinking person, if you're a agile project manager, if you're thinking about building products for your customers, you really need to get deep into your customer's desire. So I think this is an important point for that. And this is the theory, so I'm not going to say that it's fact, but it's possible that this is what colors some of what our customers are looking for. But the concept behind mimetic theory is that we do not have free will. We simply mimic everybody else we see in our world. And his concept was that, as you think about it, as we grow up, as a child, as a newborn, we mimic what we see, right? So if we're in a loving household, we mimic that. If we're in a hating household, we mimic that. We mimic our parents, we mimic our brothers, our sisters, we mimic everybody around us. And through this mimicry, we learn how to act ourselves. So if you extend that concept into preteens, into teenagerhood, into adulthood, his underlying thesis is that everything that we do, everything that we want, every time there's a conflict, that is driven because we want something that somebody else has. We have seen something that somebody else has, or somebody else wants, or somebody else has asked for, and we will rationalize in our brains that this is something we want too. If you think about it, it's kind of an extreme way of thinking about keeping up with the Joneses. Do human beings only ever want what other people want? Can we distill down every human desire to the desire for something someone else wants? This is why social proof is so powerful nowadays. And if you listen to my show a long time ago where I talked about the principles of influence, Robert Cialdini's principles of influence, and how some of those principles continue to be maintained and others won't. For example, reciprocity, if you ask me, is gone, but the principle of social proof is way more powerful than ever. So what's happened with mimetic theory is that we used to not have so much access or visibility into other people's lives. But if you think about it, Facebook, Instagram, all of these social media tools give us a magnifying glass of visibility into other people's lives. Or should I say, not their actual lives, but their perceived, the actual lives that they would like us to see, which is driving more mimetic theory. It's driving more mimicry. Because if we didn't know that our neighbor had this, or a relative had that, or whatever, if we didn't have the ability to have a feed, a literal feed of item after item after item after item of all these people on our friends list saying, I have this, I have this, I have this, I just bought this, I got a new job, I got this. And of course, everyone knows that on Facebook, it's very, very rare that anyone posts anything negative. They only boast. It should be called Boast Book, because people only talk about the awesome things that are happening in their lives. And this drives us insane because we want all of that. We want the same life that they had. That is, if you believe that mimetic theory is true. Now, I'm just presenting this to you because I just heard about it and I thought it was interesting. And I think it does drive a lot of consumer desire. It does drive a lot of consumer desire in looking at something and saying, oh, I want some of that. Well, I probably bought a Cybertruck because I saw the Cybertruck, and first I thought it was cool, but then I realized, why did I think the Cybertruck was cool? I didn't want to buy the Cybertruck because I thought, well, all these people were buying Cybertrucks, or all these people are buying EVs. That's why I want to buy a Cybertruck. No, I saw the Cybertruck and I looked at it and I said, that looks cool. But maybe I got the that looks cool from me seeing these super high-tech science fiction-y types of vehicles in all the science fiction I love to read and watch over the years as I was growing up. And my preference for futuristic looking vehicles came from my desire to live in that future, right? So I saw that, and when I saw the Cybertruck, I thought, oh, I want one of those because I like that. But maybe my like of that came through mimicry. I was trying to mimic this future that I'd love to live in. So it's an interesting theory. I'll put a link to it in the show notes so you can check it out and read into it what you think. Some people have debunked it. Some people think it's important. Some people think it has less importance. But ever since I read it, I thought to myself, yes, that makes a lot of sense. And it's not on 100% driver of what consumers want. It's not 100% driver of what people want, but it's yet another block, another building block in the puzzle to figure out what customers are looking for. And that's got to be important to anyone who's innovating, anyone who's building a startup, anyone who's building a business. We have to know what makes our customers tick, what makes our prospects tick, what they're looking for. And if you think about it, this could be a big piece of the puzzle.